Hey, Williams Podcast Live with me, Williams. Welcome, everyone. Thank you very much for being a part of this episode on Williams Podcast Live. Today, we come to tell some stories in the industry, creative and performing arts, entertainment, fashion and style, etc. Obulamu bugamba butya bannayuganda abawulira Oluganda kubanga lwe lumu ku nnimi ezesinga okwogerera ddala ng'ate abaluwulira muli bangi nnyo. And today we come once again with other stories. First story is about Mr. Frank Gashumba being introduced, who has been introduced to the parents of his love. Mukulu Gashumba bamwanjudde eri abazadde ba mukyala we omwagalwa we. Actually ndowooza atukubye akavulu akamala okuba nti Frank Gashumba abaddewo ebbanga lyonna ng'atulaga nti ye tannatuuka kiseera kufuna mwagalwa oba oliawo naye nga tukimanyi nti ffenna musajja a functioning man for that matter, and having a daughter like Sheila Gashumba means that the guy is functioning. Temusobola mugamba nti ayinza okuba alina obuzibu oba abadde alina obuzibu naye akavulu ke yatukubye keeko kuba nti no, eventually the guy comes out and we on social media just get the storm of pictorial videography of him being introduced to the parents of his lover, wife to be, etc. Omanyi bannayuganda abawulira olulimi olwenjogera ne ku level ya Africa ebiseera ebisinga omuntu bw'atuyita kulitalaba twagala nnyo mulaga nti tubadde tukisuubira era kyekyo kakati katulabe how to put you down, but for me I'll congratulate Gashumba on that milestone, on that success story of officially getting a partner. I think aluli kyetubadde tugamba, of course nze badde sikigamba, buli muntu abadde nga buli muntu abeera ne teekateeka z'obulamu bwe na butya bw'ayagala obutambuza, so nze sobola kuddaawo nenemera ku bantu nga Frank Gashumba ofumbirwa owasa ddi ofuna ddi omubeezi. So nze bwe kyazze I was just like congratulations man man, and indeed it was a good thing okulaba Frank Gashumba musajja ali vocal enough, and this time jjukira bwe babeera mu kwanjula okwo abantu babeera basirise obeera wabuvunaanyizibwa. Waliwo bwe bamuteeredde ku interview ng'alina interaction ne Makona yabadde atanise okuvaako otandika okugamba ng'ani abimbuuza ani abingambe nebamugamba oli muggole n'addayo. But good thing about it all is getting a partner officially. Abantu bangi nnyo abalina mu kwogera ku social media abantu baabwe be balina tebabamanyi ewaabwe, ng'olina omukyala ng'olina omwami naye nga famire zammwe tezimanyiganye. And Gashumba if has taken that step forward, getting introduced to the parents of his partner, that is a good one, wama Frank Gashumba. Then after that abantu nebatandika Frank Gashumba yafunye omukyala muto nnyo ku Frank Gashumba, nendaba abakazi bw'ekkapo nendaba baninga bagamba oyo omuwala muto nnyo kakati muwala wanaweereza emyaka bwe giti. And that is normally that's what normally happens with we Africans. We are so much prophets of dooms, we are so much sadists. So everyone has come out with stories of Gashumba is too old. I don't know what people mean by one being old. It is not a crime one to be old, and there is no any crime Gashumba is committing by getting or when he got a young lady for that matter. And my opinion is that wamma kulikira ddala Gashumba balumye paka kuwulira bubi, and nemulaba mu byeru and the bavandimwe in white. Nalabyeko professor wa Victoria University, nendaba Pastor Losius Muchingo wa Canaan Land House of Prayer Ministries, nendaba abantu bangi. It was a good thing and a good feeling for Gashumba, I believe. And another good thing is when I saw Sheila Gashumba being a part of the attendees, people who came out to attend. Sheila Gashumba was there. Following on social media, I saw the Mogore appreciating Sheila Gashumba. Of course, we first saw a post by Sheila Gashumba talking or reacting or responding to people who had started saying, Gashumba, Sheila, that is your mother. You're supposed to call her mother. Finally, you have got a mother. And she came out to them like, of course, I appreciate the fact that my father has got a partner, but never will I ever call a female creature mother apart from the only one female human being that who gave birth to me. Second post was about when the Mugole to Gashumba wrote appreciating contribution by Sheila Gashumba to their ceremony, to their event, to their ceremony. So ekyo nakyo kyabadde kijjawo byonna byonna naye bino ebirala bya body shaming people, they are all not called for. Oli bw'awasa omukyala we n'otandika omu body shaming alabise bw'ati nabankema nakyejwe nampijja totutama ng'owa atunula bw'ati obulungi tebannakuwasa omusajja tanajja wammwe ne lwe yagezaako okujja lubaale we wammwe yamulemesa okutuuka awaka nyina lubaale mungi yamulemesa okutuuka awaka so totutama. And Frank Gashumba getting introduced by whoever the guy has chosen, his opinion, his belief, his choice, his everything. To me, Gashumba has not committed any crime. But on the other side, Gashumba is a communicator. Definitely a person who is in the limelight, who is in show business, who is into the airwaves, definitely will find some repercussions, some reverbs and delays of people who have been following you because you're a people person. Gashumba is a people person, an opinion leader, a newsmaker, and of course him getting introduced to the parents of his wife, of course, definitely made news, had to make news. And the news, definitely, whenever something goes into public domain, you cannot control, you cannot dictate people's opinions and comments or reviews. So Frank Gashumba, wama congratulations. And a lady is beautiful in my opinion. Na yino bienga inetu. Frank Gashumba. Ushimani jogera kufuna baby. Nsetalepe muchala inetu. Namna bya inetu aonga azitoye. Namna bya inetu. But away from that, the Muvandimwe the Frank got is a good one. He's a good Muvandimwe. Ela mulinderi etulivemu. Namna inetu. Ya mugema. Ningama Frank. Tubanga watutuye. That is good, Bambi. Congratulations, Frank Gashumba. Another story is about the Chibos guy, Bruno K. Bruno K had a concert, had a music performance, had a music production at Freedom City. Remember, this all came after they had some havoc, some clash with a guy, Christo Panda, with whom they used to host the Champagne live, TikTok live. After the Champagne TikTok live, they organized a Champagne festival concert. From the Champagne concert, things didn't go well. Of course, the public domain, the publics, the in-laws, the fans, the Chibumba cha Bruno K versus Chibumba cha Christo Panda. Nibabiteekamu omuliro nibatandika kyani kya Bruno K kyani kya Christo Panda. Christo Panda came out, had an interview with some guy and said stuff that Bibumba bya Bruno K were not happy about, and split was there up to an extent of Bruno K having a Chibos as his platform, no longer willing to go back to the Champagne TikTok live, which was a good thing in my opinion, especially when guys agree to disagree and move on, even when they don't agree to disagree. But at least I saw them getting apart, no longer together, and there was birth to the Chibos. The first episode was Bruno K had Grace Nashimera, had Mr. Sonopla, Ronald Mainja, Chris Evans. They had a good show on TikTok live, and on that episode on Chibos is where we got to know that Bruno K was also organizing, preparing to have a concert at the Freedom City. People were like, Bruno, imisindi nga mingi, Freedom City, you know, Freedom City, ngovude ku Serena, nova ku Sheraton, nova ku Lugogo Cricket Oval. Other artists prefer going to Freedom City. You remember some scuffle between Alien Skin and Pallaso. After that, BTEX organized a concert for Alien Skin at Freedom City. Of course, it is a huge venue. Again, this time, Bruno was like, Ngenda, Echibozi, live, Kuchiteka, ku Freedom City. People were like, Munange chija pocha Echibozi, Mboze japocha. Bruno K was brave enough and the show took place. Other people are like, Bruno K Chamusazi. Depending, that is my opinion now. Show Lukati, Jakusala. That is my English, don't mind my English. Show a salo omuntu, na yetu considering anga also, omuntu weba dategeka, objectives and goals z'abadde ki. Normally people will come out and be like, show ya musaze, according to their opinions. In my opinion, for artists like Bruno K, he had already registered some success stories. For example, he got a lot of financial support online on TikTok. People bought tables, bought ordinary tickets. The guy got a pologoma on TikTok Live, and to me that is a success story already. That is a plus to him already. Some people these days, especially the guys, people in the diaspora, will buy tickets, but they will not be in attendance. People will buy tables, but they will not be there to attend shows. Katiao, in terms of funa mwaka sendenga Bruno, akonaka funa. Another thing is about the mileage he got after the kavuyo kebafuna yene Crystal Panda. Trending. So to me, it was a good thing. That was a plus. To an extent of having a concert, at least, in my opinion, you go a concert this year, at the start of this year. The guy, a bold promoter, came out and was willing to organize a concert, and indeed, the guy organized a concert, and Bruno K was able to mobilize some funds, and those funds bought tickets and tables, which I think is a good thing. The challenge only seemed to be with the promoter, who might not have got any profits from the concert of Bruno K. On the side of promoter, the promoter, I'm not sure whether he was able to pull out whatever he planned or predicted to have to pull out in terms of revenues, in terms of attendance. Of course, Bruno K to me is an average artist who deserves the number he got at Freedom City. Jukira nti kadi mu Uganda abayimbi bangi kizibu nnyo kulowooza nti buli muntu agenda okujja mu Uganda agenda kujjuza ekivvu. It is really hard okujjuza ekivvu oba buli kivvu ekigenda okujja mbuga kigenda kujjuza. It is really hard, and there are many factors. Most of the artists definitely, it's hard to see an artist in Uganda now organizing a concert on their own and performing alone and make it. And it is always about gundi ajja kubaayo, Bruno will come to support me. So ebivulu ebyo ndowooza tufuna bufunyi muntu flag bearer. This time Bruno K yakulembeddemu ba Lydia Jasmine bajja bamuyimbireko. This time Lydia Jasmine yakulembeddemu Bruno K bino bya kwebeerera mu bwebeerereza. About whether Bruno K chamusaze oba tekyamusaze, it is kind of a 50-50 thing. I cannot laugh about whatever attendance was at Freedom City. I cannot 100% be happy about it if I would be Bruno K. The only thing I can actually, if I were me or Mulekanyi ku TikTok, for them might not be happy, might not be satisfied with the attendance. But if I were Bruno K, I would celebrate it. But I was able to find that success story of having a concert in just a few weeks. But I was able to find that mileage up to Chibos. However, way forward for Bruno K and his Chibos TikTok Live is to kind of get back to the roots, fundamentals of sustaining it, with the plans of having a better concert next year, and of better to keep the mikwano bana bade bamuwe mpologoma ku TikTok Live ekyavaamu okufunira ddala concert eyabadde ku Freedom City. Another thing is about concert ya Pallaso. Pallaso also had a concert Erugogo. Also people are like Pallaso kyamusaze. Ekigambo ky'okusala kiri aggressive, kiri harsh. Also Lugamba, the attendance wasn't that enough, wasn't as expected probably for artists like Pius Mayanja, but people may not attend concerts for different reasons. Definitely. In Uganda, every weekend we have concerts, music events. You cannot have a Bruno, the Ben, and actually, before I go into details of Pallaso, we also had the Ben from Rwanda. Definitely, the attendance was big, having a bigger percentage of the Bavandimwe, the guys from West, which is a good thing. They started that campaign of supporting their own artists with the Reiji, Kubata and Kilokutu supporting their own, and you saw it with the Ben, they supported. But getting back to Pallaso, we are having many concerts on same weekends, and we have had several artists having successful concerts and others failing to make it successfully. But getting to particularly to Pallaso has had a lot of stuff between now and last year, or last year and now, has had a lot of stuff that we predicted greatly would affect his concert. First thing is about Pallaso shifted from the music we used to like him for, because he's a talented guy. He had good music. Actually, Pallaso was among the top artists during COVID 2021 and 22 a little bit. But Pius, along the way, shifted from the roots of producing only good music and went into violence, scuffles, assault with fellow artists. First one was when he slapped Alien Skin, and his slap jump started and springed up, elevated to the top artists like Alien Skin. Actually, not artists. Him slapping Alien Skin made him a jump to where Alien Skin went. Bw'amaliriza ekyo, Pallaso n'abeera mu bizibu bingi awo. Kyani kya Pallaso, kyani kya Alien Skin, kyani kya Pallaso, kyani kya Alien Skin, kyani kya Pallaso. But there was a festival that came first. Was it 2023, 24? Was averagely, actually, reasonably attended, and to me was a fine concert for Pius Mayanja. But again, last year, Pallaso had a lot of stuff, and the other festival was sponsored by MTN, which was a good thing. But along the way, Pallaso badita muka ngatali clear. Anabeera mu music, anabeera mu kulwana, anabeera mu ntalo, anaterera. Until when the guy collected pangas, tools, and some people were like, is he going to kusima toyi? Agenda kuzimba. The guy was attacking a fellow artist's home with a bijambia. Nafuuka omusajja w'ebijambia. Pallaso ekyamutwale wali enskin ekyali. Omwana najja. Ebijambia ne yeeraga ne mu face bw'ati. Ebintu ebyo mubiraba ba artists babikola bya violence. Waliwo abagetinze awe during their days, but the same stuff is haunting them. I won't mention names here. Banja bakoze ebintu ebi bya violence mu nnaku zaabwe ez'amambuka. Ne balowooza banaagentinga awe with it. Olwaleero biba hauntinze nnyo. And it is unfortunate to see that artists in Uganda still think the same way of using violence to be on top, which can no longer work. Even if it works, it won't work and sustain you for a reasonable or a good period of time. Aba artists bakyabikolera ddala ebyo byagamba nti kakole violence imbeera owakabi ebitakola. Pallaso okulumba Alien Skin was not a good thing. It wasn't a good thing. Domestic violence, assault, the malicious damage of property, bingi, attempted murder, barely around that. So eventually he announced dates of his concert, the Sanyo Sanyo. Maybe reached out to MTN, and MTN was because due to their own reasons and reservations of why they refused to support the guy they supported once, the M10 people were like, no, we are not willing. We are not in position to partner with you for your Sanyu. And Pallaso came on camera. Natandika okurostinga MTN muli babi nnyo mu percent zaffe. The same MTN the guy was talking about is the same MTN that had supported him on his previous concert. Ku mulundi guno ng'abyerabidde ng'abarostinga. In my opinion, maybe MTN never wanted to associate themselves with a brand that has blood. Not blood, that might be too much. Naye ayina ebizibu ku ngalo ze. Okitegeera. Pallaso bw'amala okuyumba n'abo, Katikkiro tried to make it clear whether Pallaso was decorated a sir or not. Katikkiro was like, no. Pallaso kabaka teyamusiima teyamutuuma sir. Pallaso went ahead and came out and is like, Katikkiro yamanyi byayogera. Katikkiro yamanyi byayogera nze ndi sir. Andi baana mmwe mpozi mmwe abatalina bajjajja mmwe nga bali Baganda. Mmwe abatalina bajjajja mmwe nga Baganda nga tewatuulako na jjajjaawo nga tewatuulako na taata wo kutegeera ku Katikkiro is necessarily leave away the human being in Owekitiibwa Charles Peter Mayiga, but the concept of Katikkiro ye kabaka w'ebweru is the immediate concept, is the immediate personnel before the kabaka. Era kasita mukwasa ddamula olina okwegendereza nnyo statement z'okola towards Katikkiro. Abantu bangi nnyo batomedde nnyo awantu awo. And the Pallaso is like, nze byonna byayagala byabyogere naye nze ssa. Ekyassa ani yabagamba nti kyampaka? Ekyassa si kyampaka. If you are a sir, you will be a sir. But again, yanibadde asobola okubeera silent about it. And the Pallaso came out n'akyogerako nze kakati oba kiki. Another thing is about several artists. I think if several artists are going for freestyle. Buli kye bakwogeddeko Mama Fina n'akwogerako n'omufulumyamu oluyimba. Bajjo n'akwogerako n'omufulumyamu oluyimba. Ebintu ebyo bya freestyle ezo naddala mu Uganda temuli ba freestylers bangi nnyo. The only person I believe is the king of freestyle in Uganda is Fefe Busi. Naye basigadde benda babagezaako freestyle ne lines zibabula along the way. Ayimba naye Fefe Busi will give you a freestyle. Now olugamba nti yes nga bitambulira nakwaba abantu events eziri awo n'abantu abali around. So zino ennyimba byokujja no Pallaso n'aluzinga ekintu n'ayingira mu freestyle music paka bwe tutuuse nga Pallaso abadde n'oluyimba bino byabanene, which is a beef song. Kati with all other factors constantly in place nga Pallaso at his level yabadde alina okustrugglinga feeling up the venue during his sanyu nga yabadde tasobola kikola kigira. So nze ndowooza it is not too late. Pallaso can still get back to his feet and produce music. Olwaleero waliwo bino ebizze ku TikTok abantu byebagamba nti ne bw'ojja n'ozoganya buzoganya you can make it. You cannot make it nti kumala ebbanga eddene. Nze ndowooza Pallaso can go back. Yali atukuba omuziki nga muziki mulungi nnyo, he's a good guy. Naye ebintu bino ebya big career ate agezeeko okukola some good public relations and damage control okulaba nti bino byeyalumba ly'emsikini bivaawo kubanga ye propaganda kati amukuba. Alina okukola damage control, and the only good damage control an artist can do is through producing good music for the fans. Ojja kwekanga nti abantu abasinga ennaku zino tebamanyi nti bafans bakwegendereza kubanga tulinamu abafaani abenoonyeza ebyabwe, tulina bafans abali loyal, tulina bafans abali awo nga bafuuyirira zirwana. Kati olina okudiringa nabo bulungi. Pallaso still I believe has the fans, naye most of some fans are in diaspora. Ekyo nakyo kyefakitinganya abayimbi ennaku zino nti abantu abasinga bali nnyo mu buwalabu awo. Gwe tunuulira abaana abawala n'abawulenzi abali e Doha, Oman, Abu Dhabi, Dubai, Turkey, Qatar. abo bonna baalinga bafaani abajjulanga mu bidongo olunaku lwaliro nga baagenda ne bagwereeyo abalala kati bali mu Canada abalala bali mu America abo bonna baabanga bafaani kyova ku Bruno K nkutegeezeza nti maybe Bruno K financially yafunamu olwogoma nti waliwo abamuweerezanga ssente z'ebiwologoma ssente z'ebirabo bya TikTok then abalala ne bagula tickets abalala ne bagula tables. So Pallaso, let Pallaso get back to roots of producing good music and also try to do damage control for the Mayanja family, because Mayanja family oba bagikisibako oba kituufu I don't know. Mayanja family over the years, for the last at least 15 years, Mayanja family and violence abantu babagamba nti muli bamukwano nyo munaatera kufuna na introduction efaanana ya Frank Gashumba. But all in all, Pallaso remains a good artist, remains a talented artist, but should distance himself from violence. Yeah, since another thing as I wind up with this, abavubuka bangi nnyo ennaku zino they are so much into politics. People are so much NRM, others are so nationalist platform, others are JEMA, FDC, Democratic Party, Team MK and ADC. That one also affects their tendency and how people associate with artists. Some people will be like, for us, we won't go to attend those concerts because someone supports so and so. For us, we will go attend because he supports our party. Others will be like, we won't go to those concerts because we fear insecurity might be there. A lot of stuff. But as I am concluding on Williams Podcast Live, I urge my recommendations to all of you, the youth, be more careful. Be more careful with how you handle political issues. You can support whichever political party you want to support. It is okay to advocate for change, because change is a part of us. Everywhere change has to take place. Even when you're not willing to be a part of change, change will definitely change your personality or change yourself as a human being. But again, as we are advocating for change, let us make sure that we remain in positions where we can be safe and where we can try as much as possible to see that our surroundings are secure enough as we're waiting for the change. Also, people are in support of other parties that are in power. Also consider that bituuka ne bikyuka. Sitogamba nyonzo kakati nzo ng'owe NRM tujja bayisaamu tujja bayira. There is tomorrow. There is tomorrow. Tokyamuka nnyo mulokole. Other than all that, thank you very much for being a part of this episode on Williams Podcast. I am Williams. Thank you very much. Juliana Kanyumos has a new song. Mr. Chisamakula released the ballad. Many artists are having good song. Juliana's song is a month old now. It's called Yongeza. Yongeza. Yes. You can look out for her on TikTok. Juliana Kanyumos. Look for Mr. Chisa's song on YouTube and on all other platforms. The song is called Jalika. Muliddeko story nga agamba omukyala bwamugala banja kakati omukyala nze muyina. Grace Nachimera also is there is stuff in pipeline regarding her upcoming concert, Grace Nachimera. I am Williams, and this is the Williams Podcast. Bye bye.